Good evening. Investigators are looking at speed and wet weather as possible causes as to why a Cleveland commuter train ploughed past the end of the line and smashed into the station. 19 very lucky people were treated for nothing more than minor injuries and shock. Let's go now to Jonathan Lee for the very latest. And Jonathan, this could have been a catastrophe.
Yeah, George, it really does look like a scene out of a Hollywood movie, doesn't it? It's a horrible cliche, but that's exactly how it feels down here. At around 9:40 this morning, the Cleveland-bound train simply failed to stop. It hit a concrete block, it jumped that, and it ploughed into the station some 10 metres. That's how far it went in. There were 13 people on board the train. They were the commuters. Then you've also got the guard and the driver. They all had to be evacuated from the back of the train. A triage centre was set up here outside the train station. Most people were taken to hospital, but they really did escape with minor injuries. It is miraculous. Now, the CEO of Queensland Rail actually came down and spoke with the media around an hour and a half ago. Channel 10 has learnt that another train also failed to stop at around 5:30 this morning at nearby Ormiston Station. Questions have to be raised and asked about the reason why that overshot its platform. We put that to the CEO. He couldn't answer the question. He said he didn't have any knowledge of those events, but he assured us that the line was safe for commuters this morning. From the twisted, mangled wreckage, it's hard to understand how people weren't seriously injured, let alone killed.
Certainly, this is a case where we've got out of it by the skin of our teeth. Around
9:40 this morning, the driver of the Cleveland-bound train lost control, crashing over a concrete stop and into the station.
We heard this loud roar, then a thud. We raced out here and saw this big cloud of dust across the road and the train up on an angle.
It didn't look like it was going too fast, but it was just, you could just see it kind of just going, not stopping.
The train ploughed 10 metres into the building, crushing the men's toilets and into the women's.
The men's toilet here is all but destroyed. Fortunately, there was nobody in the men's toilet at the time of the incident. There was a girl in the female toilets and she has escaped serious injury.
Fireman Rob Hawkswell was amongst the first on the scene. In a twist of fate, he soon learned his son had cheated death.
My son had just come into the station and he was actually going to the bathroom, allowed me to say that, probably about 5 to 10 seconds before the train hit, so he was very lucky. I didn't actually find out until we were halfway through the search of the bathrooms.
Aboard the train were 13 passengers, a staff member and the driver. On the platform, 2 people plus 2 station staff. Most were taken to hospital for shock. Cleveland Station has only recently undergone a major revamp. The line itself was closed since Sunday with severe weather. Investigators will now be working to determine if that weather event played any part in the accident. Early this morning, another train overshot a nearby station by 6 carriage lengths.
We're unsure of the speed and that will be determined during the investigation. Fortunately, and helping the investigation will be the issue that there is closed-circuit TV coverage of this area.
The line is likely to remain closed for some time. Now, Georgia, Queensland Rail has actually launched a 3-month investigation. The hope is actually to have this train removed tonight. That investigation, of course, will focus on the black box, speed and the braking mechanism of the train. Now, we can tell you also that the plan is to have buses running between Wellington Point and Cleveland over the next couple of days, eventually reopening the line early next week. Georgie.
Thanks, Jonathan Lee there at Cleveland.